What if you learned the secret psychological tricks used by master manipulators? In the next few minutes, you will discover the most powerful tactics of manipulation. By the end of this video, you will have both a psychological shield and a psychological sword ready to use in any situation with anyone. They are already inside your mind, right now, while you think you are making your own choices. Someone out there knows exactly which buttons to press, which words will break your defenses, which silence will make you doubt everything. You have felt it before. That moment when you said yes but wanted to say no, when you questioned your own memory, when you felt small without understanding why. Expert manipulators do not announce themselves. They do not need force. They move through invisible channels in your psychology. And by the time you notice, the damage is already done. But here's what changes everything. Once you see their tactics, you cannot unsee them. Once you understand the mechanics, you become immune. This video will show you 9 dark psychology tricks that manipulators use to control people, not theories. Real techniques being used on you right now. By the end, you will recognize them instantly. You will see the strings before they pull, and no one will play you like that again. Trick 1. The foot in the door. They start small. So small you barely notice. A tiny favor. A simple yes. Can you hold this for a second? Can you listen for just a minute? You think nothing of it. But that first yes created a pathway. Once you comply with something small, your mind starts building a story. A story where you are the kind of person who helps them, who says yes to them. Then the requests grow. Slowly, carefully. Each one slightly bigger than the last. And you keep saying yes because your mind wants consistency. It wants to match the story it already started writing. Before you know it, you are doing things you never planned. Giving time you do not have. Energy you cannot spare. All because you said yes to holding something for a second. Trick 2. Manufactured scarcity. They make you feel like time is running out. This opportunity will not come again. This moment is fleeting. You need to decide now. Pressure builds in your chest. Your rational mind shuts down. Because humans are wired to fear loss more than they desire gain. When something feels scarce, we stop thinking clearly. We stop asking questions. We just grab before it disappears. Manipulators know this. They create artificial urgency. They make abundance look like scarcity, and you make decisions in panic mode. Decisions you would never make with a clear head. Later, when the fog lifts, you realize the deadline was fake. The scarcity was theater. But by then, you already gave them what they wanted. Trick 3. Emotional debt. They do something for you without asking. A favor you never requested. A gesture that feels generous, and immediately weight settles in your chest, the weight of owing. This is not kindness. This is strategic investment. They are placing an invisible debt on your shoulders, and debts must be repaid. When they come back asking for something, you feel obligated. You feel guilty if you refuse, because they were so good to you. How can you say no now? But here's the truth. Real generosity never comes with strings. Real kindness never creates debt. If someone does something for you and you feel trapped afterward, that was not a gift. That was a down payment on your compliance. Trick 4. The silent treatment. They stop responding. No explanation. No warning, just absence. And your mind goes into overdrive. What did I do wrong? Why are they upset? How can I fix this? You start replaying every conversation, every word, every gesture, searching for your mistake. The silence becomes deafening. It fills your head with doubts, with fear, with desperate need to make it right. And when they finally return, You are so relieved you will do anything. You will apologize for things you did not do. You will change behaviors that were never wrong, just to keep them from disappearing again. This is not communication breakdown. This is weaponized silence. And it works because humans cannot stand uncertainty. We will create our own torture just to end the not knowing. Trick 5. Gaslighting your reality. They tell you something happened. You know it did not. You remember clearly. But they insist, with such confidence, such certainty. They look at you like you are confused, like you are misremembering. And slowly, quietly, you start to doubt. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe my memory is playing tricks. Maybe I am the one who is confused. This is the most dangerous trick of all, because once they make you doubt your own perception, they own you. You stop trusting yourself. You start checking with them before believing your own experiences. Your reality becomes whatever they say it is, and you become completely dependent on their version of truth. This does not happen all at once. It happens in small moments, tiny contradictions, until one day you realize you cannot trust your own mind anymore. Trick 6. Love bombing and withdrawal. At first, they are perfect, more attentive than anyone has ever been. They text constantly. They remember everything. They make you feel like you are the center of the universe. This is not love. This is data collection. They are learning everything about you, your fears, your dreams, your weak points. Then suddenly the warmth disappears. They pull back, become distant, and you panic because you got addicted to that intensity. You start chasing it, trying to earn back what they gave so freely before. You change yourself. You sacrifice your boundaries, all to return to that initial warmth. But you never quite get there. They keep you hungry, always reaching, never satisfied. And in that hunger, you become controllable. Trick 7. Triangulation. They bring a third person into your relationship. Someone they compare you to. Someone who supposedly does it better, understands them better, treats them better. You are not directly told you are inadequate, but the message is clear. Jealousy burns in your chest. Insecurity takes root, and you start competing, trying to prove you are better than this phantom rival. You work harder, give more, lower your standards, all to win a competition you never signed up for. The third person might not even exist, or they might be completely unaware they are being used. It does not matter. What matters is that you are now fighting for your place, and people who are busy fighting do not have time to question, do not have energy to leave. They only have energy to prove themselves worthy. Trick 8. Strategic incompetence. They suddenly cannot do basic things they did perfectly fine before. They mess up so consistently that you stop asking, because it is easier to do it yourself, faster to just handle it, less frustrating than watching them fail. And that is exactly what they want. They trained you through weaponized incompetence. They made themselves too costly to rely on. So you carry the weight alone. You manage everything, and they get to coast. This is not inability. This is calculated helplessness. They are fully capable. They just know that failure is a form of power, because the more you do, the more indispensable you become, and the more trapped you feel. Trick 9. The contrast principle. They show you the worst first. Extreme behavior, unreasonable demands. Then they pull back just a little, offer something slightly more reasonable, and you feel relief, gratitude even, because compared to the nightmare they showed you, this seems acceptable. But it is not acceptable. It is just less terrible. They made you grateful for crumbs by first showing you starvation. They made you accept disrespect by first showing you abuse. Your baseline shifted without you noticing. What would have been unacceptable before now seems like compromise. What would have been a deal breaker now feels like middle ground. They did not change their goal. They just changed your perception of what is tolerable. These 9 tricks work in combination, layered on top of each other, creating a web you cannot see until you are already caught. But now you see the architecture. Now you understand the blueprint. And understanding is the first step to immunity. You cannot unsee this now. Every conversation will feel different. Every request will carry new weight. You will notice the pauses where silence becomes weapon, the favors that come with invisible price tags, the warmth that disappears to make you chase. Some people will fade from your life naturally because you will stop playing the game, and they only stayed for the game. This is not paranoia. This is clarity. The most powerful protection you have is not building walls. It is seeing clearly. So watch, listen, feel the pressure before it becomes control. And remember this: anyone who needs tricks to keep you does not deserve to have you at all. Subscribe to the channel and do not stop at this video. They are still using tricks you have not noticed. The next video will show you how they do it, and once you see it, you will never see people the same way again.